Okay, I got a soccer story for you. Yes, soccer.
Interesting.
Yeah, let's get that off the bat because there's it's not usually too many cases where you get a soccer story from me. But I will say this: soccer, it was probably my best sport growing up. Not my
Really?
favorite, but my best.
Hey, that's actually quite interesting because you were talking stories about how you kind of went off in football in high school and even baseball in when you were like 13. That's kind of impressive that you are considering soccer your best sport after what we've heard.
Yeah, but it was more under the radar because I was so dominant in soccer. I couldn't.
Messi,
Yeah,
Messi.
I know, right? I, I couldn't dominate in baseball like that. Couldn't really dominate in football because quarterbacks chose not to throw to me sometimes, no matter what. And then in basketball, of course, everybody's a ball hog. But
Yeah,
in soccer, the game is really in my hands the most.
that's
Because
true.
I can run up and take the ball from you easily.
Yeah,
Because a lot of people don't like to try using their feet, especially the people that are used to playing basketball with their hands. you know. And so I'm
yeah.
like, hmm, you know. I mean, and when I was growing up, bro, I was a beast. I'm talking like first grade, second grade, all up until sixth grade. Middle school, I started to regress a little bit. High school, everybody started being better and more competitive. I started, competing with, you know, developed, team soccer players, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, I got, real competition. But before I got there, I was in grade school, and there was one instance where I had a classic tournament. So it's sixth grade. This is my last year at New Beginnings Learning Academy in Calumet City, Illinois.
Okay.
Bro, I was obviously I told you I was in sixth grade. This was our field day. I don't know if you had those when you were younger.
Yeah. Where you do a bunch of different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like the fun day.
Yeah.
So my school had a field day, and I'm like, all right, last field day before I head off to Dirksen Middle School. Yay! Let me see what I can make out of this. And I had I had started, to make a name for myself as the kid in my class. Just straight up like the kid. Like I had my bad moments. I definitely had my good moments. Um, I was, a pretty I wouldn't say prominent voice, but when I spoke, people, they paid attention. They heard of me.
Mm.
Not like it is in high school, but to some degree, people knew who I was. Um, in my sixth grade class, and so I was just like, all right. So, and then my gym teacher says that there is going to be a soccer tournament for all grades. So all grades are going to be competing at the school soccer tournament. And I'm thinking to myself, I am literally in the highest grade level. So I'm very confident that I can beat, I don't know, second graders in a soccer game.
Yeah. you would hope so.
Yeah, right. So I'm just like, okay, so let me see the bracket. And I'm trying to calculate who I'm gonna play. And dude, I already knew who my rival was gonna be. I had an arch rival, and that was the other sixth grade class next door.
Okay. I like a little rivalry.
Yeah, dude. And you know how, like, when you're in grade school, there's like two classes per grade, and you know a lot of people that are in the other class because you were in their class the year before or 2 years before.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, so that's basically how it was for me because I knew a lot of those kids in the other sixth grade class, and some of them I liked, some of them I didn't like. Um, I was just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be interesting. So I'm thinking, you know what? I got to get my team to the championship first because I don't want to get too ahead of myself and miss out on the clash.
Mm.
So first round, easy knockout. You know what I'm saying? I forgot who I faced, but it was an easy knockout. And it was funny because we had to be at the gym at a specific time in time before you could be eligible to play. Like if your team was scheduled to play at 10:45, you had better rally the troops before 10:45, or you're going to be disqualified.
Mhm.
So I thought that was really interesting, and I'm like, hey guys, come on, 10:45, we gotta play the game. Let's go, let's go. I was basically a floor general. And so I'm just like, all right, let's get it, let's go. Second round, but that got derailed. You want to know why? Because the other team was so undermanned that the guys. There were a few group of guys that really wanted to play, and they were so hot that the rest of their team couldn't make it. So I think they had to forfeit against me.
Dang, they didn't want the smoke.
Yeah, and I was disappointed because I was like, dang man, I think they were like third or fourth graders.
You really wanted to give the third and fourth graders some work.
Hey man, I just wanted to play the game. Although we pretty much knew who was gonna win, but I was like, I said, "Hey guys, I'm sorry that you got." And then dude said, "Shut up!" I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Hey man, I was just trying." Shut up! I'm like, "Whoa, okay." Did I moved on? I'm like, okay, on to the semifinals then. And now it's getting a little tougher. I think we got a couple of, I think we drew a fifth grade team.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, cool. This is a challenge. I don't know too many people because this is the previous grade level, but I respect them, and got the win, which I'm very happy about. I'm like, alrighty, and then I think I was the first semifinal. No, I was the second semifinal. The other sixth grade class read through their side of the bracket and made it to the championship, and they were waiting on us, and
Okay.
so we had to play right after we beat that fifth grade team, while they had like the whole game the rest.
Mm.
And I'm just like, come on, man. Obviously, we had our time, to take a break and whatnot, but I'm just like, bro, come on. And here's what sucked about it. There was only one gym.
Mm.
So it was like a weird rotation because it was like a round of 16 and
Yeah,
you only have one site to play at. You know how weird and awkward that was?
that would be very odd. And then the other team can literally watch your entire game. So, don't you think like not being able to take like a long break gave you some like momentum going into the next game?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was hot.
Yeah.
I was on fire. I was really the heart and soul of my team.
Yeah, because usually when you're playing those types of like tournaments and games, you don't want to stop. You want to continue playing.
Yeah, I was the heart and soul of that team, bro. Like I was the best. I was the best player I think in the school.
Mm.
I thought I was the best player in the school without a doubt. I was
No.
finessing everybody so crazily. And I did it on both sides. I was a great goalie and I was a great, fielder,
Okay.
midfielder.
I could never play goalie, dude. Actually, this summer I did play a little bit of goalie, soccer goalie. That is tough. That is very tough. Were you playing like with smaller nets or like actual nets?
Oh no, smaller nets like
Okay,
hockey nets.
I was gonna say, dude, I was playing with my dad this summer on like regulation. That's hardest thing ever. Like once someone gets even like 5 feet in front of you, there's no way you can predict which way they're gonna kick the ball. So you have to dive one way or the other. If you dive the correct way, good for you. If you don't, it's an easy goal. Hey, goalie's tough.
Yeah, it's really tough. Although I did um make some memorable saves when I was really young in an actual soccer net. I was stopping shots everywhere, and I felt so proud because the net was so big, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Dude,
Like,
I have a similar funny like quick thing that I did when I was little. I remember I've told you this before, but it was I moved to Illinois in when I was like I don't know 7, so 2012 around there, and it was my first day at a new school here in Illinois, and uh, there was like a bunch of kids playing soccer outside at recess, and I tried to I tried to like show that I'm good at playing soccer too. So they usually play soccer by kicking a ball at a big long like wall like that range from like I don't know maybe 25 yards. So it really wasn't much of a goal. There'd be like 10 goalies and like 100 kids trying to kick a ball at a wall, right? So I decided to become one of the goalies, and I remember one kid kicked it, and this was outside at recess, so it's on the pavement, and me
Mm.
being competitive, I decided to dive headfirst, trying to stop the soccer ball. Um, I don't remember if I was actually able to stop that soccer ball, but what I do remember is that I stood up with a big cut on my elbow, and I had to go to the nurse my first day at a new school.
Yeah, I remember that just because of the injury. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah, yeah.
Dived on the pavement.
I was competitive. I was going at it. I was like, "Let's go! I'm ready. Kick the ball. I'm diving. Let's go."
Elbow scratches, black eyes. Golly, I haven't even no, I can't even imagine. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, dude. It was funny because before I played my semifinal game, and this is something that you would normally never do. This is like the golden rule that you don't break. I was actually scouting the other sixth grade team by myself, peeping through the gym door,
Oh, so
watching their game.
you had to stay outside of the gym?
Yeah,
Okay. I thought everyone was just sat in there like watching.
no, there are no seats in the gymnasium.
Okay, cool, cool.
Absolutely no seats. It is just a basketball court with like a little like another rectangular box of outside space, and that's it. That's the entire gym.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, that is literally the entire gym.
Yeah.
And so, um, I was scouting, the other sixth grade team before my own semifinal matchup, and I was seeing, trying to see who was the best players, you know, who did what, how I could stop them and stuff like that. I was like, okay, okay, cool. And so I went out, handled my business, and well, here we are. And bro, we were actually talking a lot of trash, bro. There's a lot of trash talk. Um, it was very fun though. We all knew it was all fun and games, but I can get a little really serious sometimes. And I was like, yeah, yeah, and I
Smacking the
got like,
floor. Smacking the floor like in college basketball.
bro, I was getting so hyped, bro. And then, unlike real soccer, bro, when you start the game, when you kick off, it's kind of like a hockey face off.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
Whoever gets the puck or the ball, in this instance, the ball first, you get possession. So I'm like, and as soon as the gym teacher says, go, boom, we kicking the ball, bro. And I had to adjust to the sixth grade team's speed because I had been playing such slow teams all tournament long.
Second graders, third graders, fourth graders.
Fifth graders, yeah, dude, they weren't on my level, but um, I was like, okay, okay, I see where this is going, and obviously, dude, this was the destined matchup. Everybody most likely knew that this was going to be sixth grade class versus sixth grade class,
And this is what round?
the final round.
Okay.
This is the championship game,
Cool.
and so my homie Daryl, who plans on going to the army, he was the goalie, and boy, oh boy, did he take a beating during this game. Because the other sixth grade class, my opponent, they were firing rockets at him at the goal. I mean, it was
Mm,
frustrating for me because I was like, why are they getting so many shots on goal?
yeah.
Where are all my defenders at? Like, our defense crumbled, and I was basically the Russell Wilson of the team. Like, I was insane on offense, but my defense finally showed its cracks, and now everybody can see it now that we're losing.
Hmm.
Well, not necessarily losing, but not winning.
Yeah.
Um, and so I'm like, come on, man. And dude, my heart dropped when they scored their first goal against us. We're down 1-0.
So are these rounds timed or is it first to however
Their
many
time.
goals? Timed? Cool.
Their time. And I'm just like, crap. I know I gotta score a goal. I gotta score a goal, at least one. And so after they scored their goal, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I gotta go full attack mode. And dude, I was trying to do some of my signature moves, and my signature juke moves. And
Mhm.
bro, they kept reading me like a book, and I was getting frustrated. They were on me, bro. They knew who I was because they played me in the past. They seen what I did in the past.
Mhm.
Fifth grade, fourth grade, third grade. They seen what I can do on the field. And so everybody they already knew this dude is a beast. So we gotta double team him, triple team him, let somebody else beat us, and that's what they did, bro. And I'm just like, dang it, man. And then my teammates kept kicking the ball away, and they kept getting so many shots on goal, and I'm just like, come on, man. It
Yeah.
was so frustrating for me. I was just like, come on, man. And then I got the ball and I finally broke through and got to the goal and I shot a rocket and it finally got in the goal. I was like, thank you. Everybody like, yeah, yeah, Jotham, yeah. I'm like, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's only tied.
Yeah.
And so we go back to face off, and it was a long, grueling game, bro. It was hard fought. I was actually freaking sweating, and I was just like, okay, I gotta do something. The heat of the gym was finally getting to me. I'm like, okay, and they kept getting shots on goal, and I'm just like, come on, man, I can't catch a break. And they scored another goal
Mm.
to put themselves up 2-1. I'm just thinking to myself, I'm just like, I gotta do something, man, because my team is starting to falter against these bigger guys.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dang, man, like it's getting ugly for real. I'm just like, I gotta do something, bro. And I was running out of time. I was running out of time. We had After a long, grueling game, it came down to the final minute. They still have the ball, and I'm just like, crap, man, we gotta do something. And so eventually, I get the ball back. But Drew, there's 15 seconds left in the game. And so I'm like, okay, I gotta do something. And I'm getting past all the defenders. And I fired shots, but they missed the net and hit the wall and bounced back to me. And basically I'm trying to ping pong it back into the goal. And meanwhile, 10, 9, 8, and I'm just thinking, and my bones are starting to shiver because I'm thinking if I don't do something, I'm gonna lose. The pressure was getting to me, bro. And I'm just like, I gotta do something, man. Gotta do something. 5, 4, and I'm like, crap. So I fired a desperation heave to the net. It missed. 3, 2, and I'm like, wait a minute, that ricochet. And so I got it on the rebound. I was like, oh my goodness, golden opportunity. And bro, I made a move and I faked out the goalie, bro. 2,
Dang.
1, boom, fired it to the net. And I was like, yes, that's good. That's good. I was like, let's go. Wait, the shot is no good.
Oh.
The shot was no
No.
good. Time had already
No.
expired.
Oh.
The
Dude,
the the,
wow.
the soccer ball did not go into the net before the clock hit zero, and the gym
Is there
teacher waved it off.
is there a replay review pylon cam or anything?
Nope. And I was heated. I was questioning the call. I was like, I scored! I scored! And he was like, sorry, Jotham, you didn't get it off in time. The game's
Mm,
over. I was so heartbroken, defeated, dejected. I and then I just look to the other side of the court. I see the other sixth grade class celebrating, going crazy. It, I was just like, oh man, I really just lost this.
that proves that there's not there isn't only happy endings in sports. You gotta have those tough losses.
Yeah, and it was a tough one for me, man. And I was just like, oh man, and it was
I'd
tough.
I'd like that. I'd like that. How you made it sound like you're gonna win and then you lose. I like that story a lot.
Yeah, dude. Usually I'm not afraid to reserve the L's, bro, because
I like that. I like that how there isn't always a happy ending. I like those usually make for better stories too. The ones where you're expecting that happy ending and then something happens and then you lose, dude. That was a good story.
yeah, dude. And here I am. It was actually very storybook. I think I was sitting at the goal that I shot at and just missed. I'm looking at the soccer ball in the net and just thinking to myself, that didn't count. That didn't count.
Wow.
And everybody's just celebrating. But we shake up. Good game, good tournament. And then I at the end of the day, I waited outside and I looked at the final bracket and saw the completion of the bracket. I was just like, yeah, it was tough. I went home and I was just like, wow, I really lost.
Dang. Dang. That was I like that story a lot. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I was just like, it was sad, but you know what? Had some, that sparked some real progression in other sports too, because I mean that led to the eighth grade shootout, which led to all the high school moments, which led to the football moments. That I will say that tournament, that is what sparked all that madness with my sports stuff.
Yeah, the start.
And that's also why I say that soccer is probably the best sport I was playing when I was younger,
Yeah.
because
Hey, it sounded like it.
I was so dominant, bro. Like
You
nobody
sound like
really,
Ronaldo, Messi.
like seriously, bro. It was like 2 goals a game was the
Dang,
standard,
dang.
and I'm shooting at hockey nets, bro.
Yeah,
That's how precise I had to be, and
yeah,
I was doing all the flip flopping, switching, because I always thought, how can I fool? Because I love playing mind games. I thought, how can I fool the opponent so I can take advantage? And I think about shot fakes. Cocking my leg all the way back, thinking
yep,
I'm about to
yep.
shoot a rocket, and then just doing a soft little dribble to the side, getting a better shot.
That's what I do in hockey. And I mentioned a few stories ago how I would play baseball and I would fake the runner out like the ball's coming home, so he would slide. Dude, I guess the best athletes are the ones that can you know convince the opponent of something that isn't actually happening.
Yeah, man, and it was so crazy because my homie Daryl, the goalie, he is absolutely exhausted. He did what he could to keep us in the game. I mean, yeah, he allowed 2 goals, but he stopped so many shots to
Yeah,
keep us in. He could have very easily, and it's not like it was like soft put. No, those were absolute rockets that he had to deflect.
yeah,
He showed why he could very well be in the army. That boy was a soldier
yeah.
in the net.
Respect that's being a goalie with hockey nets and um, soccer balls. That's tough, and respect him for uh, going to the army. That's cool.
Yeah, dude. I mean, to think that I mean, just to think how far we came, because I'm still cool with the dude. You know, it's crazy to think how far we came, and bro, every person that I went to school to New Beginnings with, bro, we like the gym class was so iconic because our gym teacher had some of the most repetitive, phrases since Joe Buck. I mean, it for every time Joe Buck says pass is caught, there is a up one, down, up two, down from my gym teacher. Literally. Up, sit up position. I mean, it was like she was a machine.
Yeah.
It was frightening at the moment. But looking back at it, it was so nostalgic. And it was just like, wow. And bro, I remember when she taught me how to throw a football. Um,
Really?
yeah, I mean, I wasn't that bad at throwing a football, but she would obviously other kids weren't as gifted as me. I'll say that. So she would be like, point your finger at your receiver, pull back, and throw. And she said it so like,
Nonchalantly.
yeah. And I was just like, wow. And just looking back at it, the younger kids too. I have a couple of dudes who are just now, becoming freshmen in high school.
Dang.
We recall those memories like the back of our hands, bro.
Were those second, third graders?
Yeah, at the time. Yeah, it was. I had a lot of bragging rights, man. I mean, we tore through the sixth graders tore through the tournaments, and it came down to that clash of titans.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Yeah, and that's the story, man. That is the story of that freaking soccer tournament in sixth grade.
I like that one a lot. I again, I liked how there wasn't a happy ending. I thought that made for a great story.
Yeah, because sometimes you need tumultuous endings to blossom bigger accomplishments,
Yeah, for sure.
and obviously that's what I did, man. I mean, it was a tough loss at the moment, man, because I was really confident that we could beat them, and
Hmm.
I never got another chance to prove that I can beat them
Yeah,
as a team, and I was just like, dang. And yeah, dude, but it was a great story to tell because there's not too many things that I can recall off the top of my head from my grade school days.
yeah, yeah. That I really really like that story. I think that was my favorite.
Wow. But yeah, dude. Do you have any idea what you're gonna have on tap for us and when?
Um, I don't know. I think I might have to hop into my sports playing bag. Like you said, most of my stories are, my experiences going to actual games. This time, I think it's going to be a mixture of both.
A mixture of both. Oh no, I'm about to get an earful.
Not an earful. And this one's an interesting. I'm not even gonna explain it because it is pretty cool. I think this happened when I was like 5, 6, maybe. So
Oh wow, that's real young.
yeah, it is pretty young. Um, so I'm definitely gonna have to turn my mind on and remember some of the memories there.
That shouldn't be too hard.
No, I mean you've seen some of my stories like when I was 7, 8, 9 years ago. My memory is pretty impressive with stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, I can agree.
But yeah, I really did enjoy the story. I hope the viewers did as well. I liked it. Um, if you guys enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. Give us a 5-star rating if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or any other streaming device. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias at Top of the Standings on Twitter and at Top of the Standings on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, this has been Top of the Standings Story Time Special number 13. That that's crazy. 13 weeks we've told our impressive stories. We will be back most likely on the 22nd. So look forward to that. And yeah, this has been Top of the Standings. Andrew Jotham. Peace.